It's like most old equipment. It's already addicted. It needs a squirt. I was kind of hopeful. Update. Jerky's half gone. Good morning, guys. We're in Panguitch today, and it couldn't be a better day. Who doesn't like equipment and cutting hay? Putting equipment to work, putting tractors to work, if they will start. I was opening the gates to come in here, and look what I found. Some old horseshoes. This one's on top here. Yeah, that one's got a little wear, but that one's wore out. Half wore out. Maybe just that's me being poor, but we'll pound the nails out of those and still reuse those. So that's pretty awesome. Guy left them here for us, and those will come in handy later. On the way up today, I brought some fuel, grease gun over there, and brought the rake up. We'll be needing it next week. So if you guys could turn the rain off, we don't need any rain for a week and a half. If you guys could do that, that would be great. But I'll get this rake unhooked, get on the right side, because you can't do anything on that side. I just took a ball out of a hitch. Nothing too crazy. Put the jack where it's supposed to go. Alright. And we'll get this unhooked, and we'll pull over and start fueling the old tractor up. I got one word for you, and that's vintage. So you guys may make fun of me, that's alright, but it's paid for. So I like using this tractor because it just makes me that much more money, other than the oil and the fuel that it leaks that I got to keep dumping into it. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go check it out. I forgot I had the drag hooked up. We'll have to go unhook that first before we back into the swather. So this tractor, it was broke down. It wouldn't start. It had been sitting for years, 20 plus years. And Mac bought it with a grain drill. He wanted the grain drill, but the tractor came with it. And he tore it apart, and the injection pump was bad, and he didn't really want to buy an injection pump and deal with that. He's like, you need a tractor. When we bought this farm, all we had was a 70 horse little International. We needed a tractor in a bad way, and he could see the need. And anyways, it all worked out. But now I bought this thing, 11 or 1200 bucks. And can you see it? I can. These rods, this is the kill. It was parked with the kill switch out, so it actually just seized up. You could push the lever and the cable would move, but the rod would stay back. And so we took the back part of the injection pump off, freed that up, and she fired right up. Honestly, it was pretty slick. Saved me a couple $1,000. And she's paid for, and she's paid for a lot of the other equipment that we now have. So thank you, Mac. This has been a good tractor. So vintage, I think it's a 1972. I can't remember if the tag says or not. I think it's a 72 Massey. Comfort features are not air ride seat, but hydraulic seat. The seat's nice. AC is pretty good. If you take this door off and open the other two windows up, that's the very first thing you always do. So let's do that, because AC is, in the mornings it's not in Panguitch, but it still gets hot here. Shut, grunt, and stress, it'll come off. Maybe, usually does. So before we go unhook it, this drag, I built it a few years ago. We were borrowing our neighbors for springtime, leveling fields, killing gopher mounds. And this metal is out of a bridge deck, still concrete in it, that a contractor redid a bridge deck, and the inspector called me and said, hey, do you want this metal? It was close to home. I said, you bet I do. That's pretty good angle line. I don't even remember what it is. 4 by 8 maybe. It's pretty heavy. It's 3/8 It's 3/8. So it's pretty heavy. It levels fields good. The chains behind it are the best. Those clean up all the manure clods, whatever the drag doesn't get. We just plowed and planted a few acres under the pond over here. We don't have the cultipacker up here, so we just drug it with that, flattened it out, got it planted. The best part about this tractor is the cold starts. So you pull the hydraulic to kill it, bypass, full throttle. In the springtime or later in the winter, it's got some pretty good cold starts, but today it probably won't be very special. But it is cold enough. It's addicted. It's like most old equipment. It's already addicted. It needs a squirt. Should have gave it one anyways, but I was kind of hopeful. Usually it's a lot lowier and smoky when it's cold, but today that's all we get. She is thirsty. I swear I leave it full, but it's always empty when I get here. Not really, I just wish it'd fill itself up. That should get us through the day. She does pretty good on fuel, honestly. Thicker hay, we'll just have to slow down and it'll take more tomorrow, but it's just one of those things. If you want to blow smoke, you got to have a little fuel in the tank. With age, things tend to leak a little bit. I'm sure a few of you can relate to that. Old trucks in parking lots leaking. But would you rather take that or a Tesla Cybertruck or something? I mean, I'd take an old square body with a few drips and leaks, but fill the oil. You can tell a little bit of it. Something in the valley pan's leaking. We'll have to pull the injection pump and see. It'd be nice to get that fixed. Fill the oil, top off the water, grease, and some tranny oil, some hydraulic. And this thing will be ready to go. We'll get the swather hooked up, change the PTO, hook up some hoses, and we'll check knives, grease this thing up. We will be cutting hay shortly. Heck yeah. So there's a little bit of a story with this PTO, with bolts coming loose and possibly breaking the bolts and throwing the driveline baling and drilling one of the bolts out. Went through and nicked the seal behind it. That's why it's leaking oil. So I've constantly got to keep a little oil in it, which is frustrating, but hopefully the same time the front oil leak gets fixed, we can fix this one. So this winter, if or when we get to this, we'll go a little more in depth on what happened exactly and go over the story. It's a pretty good one. Let's see, we can put this up, grab the 1000. Perfect. That'll speed things up a little bit, which we like. Certain things like to turn faster. I've been told my whole life that you'll pay for your education. And Leon Brink, when you do something stupid or he'd pull you over to give you a ticket, he'd be like, well, you just paid for a little education. Didn't even have to go to school for that one. But we probably understood it and learned it way better. As soon as you break something and screw it up, you usually learn and don't do it again. I don't always. Most times it takes me 2 or 3 times, but you would hope you could do it on the first try. All right. Hook this baby up. Probably have to go get a hammer. Seems like it was getting a little sticky on us. Can't remember. Nope. Went right on. Beautiful. We like that. Take the jack off. Put some weight on the tractor. It's a good spot for that. Two that are hooked together or side to side. Singles for up. That's what hydraulic filters are for, right? For everything that is left. Perfect. I like that. Is that tight enough? That's probably good. Heck yeah. Little grease. We'll lift the back up. You would think I just hooked that up, you'd remember which valve, but anyways, she's in the air. Heck yeah. Well, it's that time. Got my tool bag, all my knives, extra bolts, bolt savers, and we're gonna go through this thing. We'll just flip that one over. She's a little rounded. I mean, end of the day, end of the next couple of days when we're done, that's good enough. But we'll flip the worst ones. Well, we got some new ones on, left some old ones, flipped some old ones. We got a pretty decent pile of ones we changed. All right, guys, that's as ready as we're gonna get. Nothing left to do but try it. Go fire it up and see if we can mow some hay over. I got some drinks and a little extra oil loaded. We're gonna go cut one field and get to where we can pull the truck down in there. And then we'll bring you guys along and see how this goes. Hopefully no problems, and we get most of the hay down today. Dew's gone, it's hot, so let's get after it. Well, let's fire this thing up, and I guarantee it's not going to be straight. Let's see if we can get this edge started, see if we can get the field opened, and then we'll start making some laps. That was a rough start. If you can't tell, there's great big rock piles. So I don't like getting very close to them until we get past them, because you pull the lever the wrong way and you're climbing a rock pile, that is not going to end well. So right here is where we drove in, and making the turn, it's laying on it. And then we come back out a little too far and we're about lined up perfect where we're at. Finally getting everything straight. It's gonna be good. We'll get a full lap in, and then we'll try to look at these tracks to kind of see if this is how most people cut hay with a pull behind, or if I'm doing it wrong, but it works for me. Hey guys, just an update here. The wind's blowing. It's Panguitch, the wind always blows. I got 2 of our farthest fields cut. I started at 12:30, then it's like 4, so that's not bad. 35 acres. Where we last watered, it's pretty wet and pretty slow going. Gopher mounds, we got gopher problems in certain areas, and they just plugging up. But we fought through that, and we're moving on. The worst part about pull behinds is opening up a field. And that is because you're tromping hay, where self-propelled's no tracks, but your very first pass, you're gonna have wheel tracks. And that's just how it is. The best part about them, we should have went there first. The best part about pull behinds is they're cheap. They're affordable. So pretty much free tractor, and I'm trying to remember what I even paid for this thing. 15,000? I don't know, compared to a self-propelled 50 on up, as much as you want to spend. That was budget range, and it's paid for itself. It's doing good. I don't know how you're supposed to do this. This is just self-taught from what I've learned that works and doesn't work when you're opening a field up. I like to drive right where the windrow, right to the side of where the windrow is going to be. And then when you cut your next pass, your wheel tracks are right between them. I don't know if that's the best way to do it or not. If you drive and the windrow lands right on your track, then it won't dry. Then you got green, seaweed, nasty wet hay at the bottom of your windrow. You turn it over, you pull the new hay with it. It's just a mess. So that's the hardest part, is driving straight, getting where you need to be. After that, then you can just fly. Then you just throttle up and just go for it. So let's make a few rounds. Let's get this field opened up. And once we get it opened up, we can move the wheel line to the fence. That's where the sun's at, which is my clock. It means I don't have a whole lot of time left. When the sun goes down, it just goes down over here. It'd be nice to get this field done and to get the pivot opened up. If we could get the edges done of that, then tomorrow I could for surely finish. Let's hope for the best here and just hope this field goes as good as the first 2. Heck yeah. Pretty noisy, ain't there? Can't really hear anything. Well guys, it's just about dark. Sun's been down, I don't know, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I'll be done for. The lights will be out. Finished the bottom 3 fields. I got 1 more, and this pivot. Just starting the first lap. Man, what some pretty hay. Dang good hay. We've been blessed. We're a few weeks behind everybody. We ran out of water the heat of the summer, and fall time, cooling off, the rains sure has made a difference. But what a beautiful night. And it's been a dang good day. I've had to change a few more knives 1 more time, so I probably changed every knife now, but thanks for following along. and hope this was entertaining, a little educational maybe. Old wore out junk still being purposed, a little newer technology working together. Good morning, guys. Today's a pretty sweet day. We got hay laying down and the wind scattered it everywhere. 40-mile-an-hour winds in Panguitch. Dry hay, was almost ready to bale one more day. Anyways, most of you know how that goes. If not, we're about to find out. So I gotta drive the semi up. My dad's gonna drive this sweet old rig. He feels pretty lucky when he gets to drive a Ford. He likes it. Got some fuel tank loaded and a bunch of tools and parts, because you never know. You hate to bring tools, but it sucks when you don't, because you're gonna need them. So we're pretty much loaded. Anyways, I came here to get my dad. Let's see if he's in the shop and see if he's ready to go farming. I don't know that he is. I hope he is. Sounds like he's busy hard at it. Wonder what's running. Woo! Caught you off guard. How about nailed you? You ready to go farming?
You ready?
You look like a farmer today.
We're baling hay?
Baling time.
Nice. Let's do it.
Alrighty.
I just been sweeping the shop up.
Alright, we made it to Panguitch. Got my jerky, Powerade, some lemonades. What you got to snack on today?
I got some jerky.
Jerky as well, huh?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Probably not enough though.
That'll hold you till lunchtime.
I hope so.
Get some windows cleaned.
Yeah, they're pretty dirty.
We're still in transport mode with the baler. I don't think any bales are coming out of the back. She's a little pancake. We'll let some chains loose on that. And the wind has been cranking. Yesterday was up to, but mostly 40-mile-an-hour gusts, which was wonderful. Can you guys stay right there for just a minute? That would be handy. Thank you. The wind pretty much destroyed our windrows. They still resemble a little bit, but they're scattered. The rake isn't even gonna grab this, which I don't even live in Enterprise or Burl Junction. Those guys know what wind is, but it would have been nice to bale yesterday. Wasn't quite ready. So we'll get this baler ready, get my dad raking, and we'll just start making bales. If you guys could cross your fingers with me that the baler stays working, that would be great. You just never know. All right, we'll just pull some chains out. It'll fall. Going off on that side. Same with the other side. That's good enough. It's not. It'll tighten up with weight on it. Close enough, good enough for who it's for. We're gonna do this field first. We got 3, these are the ones I cut first. So they're ready first, obviously. I'll clean the end swaths up so you can just rake in and out. It's easier to get the field clean, and we'll just start making laps. See how this turns out.
Sounds like a plan.
And then we'll make more laps because of the wind.
It's kind of died down for a minute. But
yeah, but what it scattered yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll rake the normal swaths, and then we'll scoot and get what we missed, and there's going to be lots of circling.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, everything started out good. Let's hope it stays that way. Get some RPMs going. Put that down. All right. We're about ready to eat some hay. This is weird. In that old tractor, I'd never be able to talk to the camera like this. Not used to it. We'll get these ends cleaned up and get actually making some passes. And I'll show you the worst spots of the field where the hay's just scattered. I'm looking forward to it. Not really, but at least we have hay to cut and bale, so pretty grateful for that. Things are going smooth. We've made it a couple 100 feet. No broken pins. Dang. Field's a little rough right there, but I'm surprised he's not in high gear just flying it. I thought he'd be just raking away. If we could just sit right here for a couple of days and just keep on baling, life would be great. Not get out, fix any shear bolts, retie any knots. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but if you'll notice where my dad's been raking this windrow next to us, if I could drive straight, it would help. Great big balls of hay. I've heard other people call them making Volkswagens. The back of these Citrix rakes, they're narrow at the back, and if you have a lot of hay, it will plug up against the wheels right before it comes out the back, and it'll ball up until it forces it through. And then you're stuck trying to bale something like that is giant. That's probably 5 feet tall. Cut it in half, hit it both ways. One of the things this winter, we're probably going to redesign that rake, but everything's looking good except for all the Volkswagens.
Well, we're at it. I'm raking a little hay. Pretty nice to be in a tractor with a cab. I've always done it with their old one, and it's kind of hot then. We're gonna have a fun day. I can see that already. So far, it's going good. At least we're out of the shop. We gotta get out of the shop today and tomorrow and the next day, and it'll be a lot of fun. I like putting hay up. So we're having a hard time getting all this hay. It's blown so bad. So Sean wants me to widen this out just a little bit. Looks like you adjust these holes right here, and that'll widen it. So I'm going to pull those pins out, see if I can widen this thing just a little bit. Widens it a little bit. We'll try one hole, make it round, and see how that does. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. Alright, that went one hole wider, so let's see what it does, and then if I need to adjust it again, I will. Well, we've made a lap. We're coming back down. I just dealt with one of these. Now we got the worst one right here. So we're going to go down to first gear, and we're going to cut it in half. I don't know if that's the best way, but I hate dealing with these. They make me nervous of sucking the whole thing up and plugging stuff. Like that. Ooh, that's a lot at once.
if there was dew on it, if it was late at night or early in the morning, that would have broke something, guarantee it. A lot of people wonder, why are you belling in the daytime? Why don't you bell with moisture on it? Well, it's penguins. It's either too much or none. You get an hour of good. So we started early, and we'll work till about 3 or 4, the heat of the day, couple hours, we'll wait, we'll go to lunch, then we'll come back at it this evening. That's kind of the game plan for the next couple of days, I hope.
Well, we had to slow down. The wind's picked up again and it's blowing the hay. So Sean's just not too far behind me now.
Little update, jerky's half gone, 1 lemonade's gone, so that's good. Baler's working, the field's halfway done. Things are pretty good right now. We've got a lot of cleanup. The wind was supposed to be a lot less today, and it's just about as bad as yesterday, which kind of stinks. Didn't want that to happen, but not surprised, because that's normally how it goes. So right here's not a very good spot, but we got lots of cleanup. Lots that the rake isn't grabbing. Oh well, we'll just come between everything and make another pass. It is almost lunchtime though. It's getting warm out. Another hour. We'll probably go to Henry's. Probably go get us a chubby burger and some waffle fries. Maybe it's story time. Just sitting here doing nothing but driving. Just pondering life. We leased a bunch of farms, trying to raise hay to feed cows through the winter, have a little pasture, and the leases kept going up. Things weren't working out. You couldn't invest into broken pipes and wheel lines, hand lines, because it was always year to year. Nothing was guaranteed. My father-in-law was listening to Tradio, which he never listens to Tradio. It's kind of funny how things work. Turned it on. Very first one was, hey, I got this farm for sale over in Panguitch. And that was enough. That's all it took. It's like, heck yeah, get the number, call. So I rode over here with him in the semi. We came to get a load of hay, I remember. And we drove out here to look at it. And it's like, I think that's the one. I think that's it. Well, the one next to it was for sale as well. It's like, well, we came to buy one. Maybe we could pencil it out and make 2 work. They're together, right by each other. We're gonna have to be traveling. Maybe let's try to get both of them. Multitasking. I can either talk or drive, shift gears. Can't do them all at once. I'm just not special. And anyways, we was able to stretch out, make things work, get rid of some leases, and put the lease money towards payments. And what a blessing this has been. The top half of this field, we just replanted a couple of years ago. And it seems like it takes grass a year or 2 to come in thick. It's coming in thick. It's producing really well. And what a blessing this will be. But it's kind of fun to think back on life. Back in 15, where was I at? What did we have? What was we doing? And what's different today? It's pretty humbling to think about how things have changed, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to be baling hay with my dad, I can tell you that. It's pretty fun to watch him be a tractor man for a minute. I don't want to bore you with too many stories. I got lots of them, but that's just what I was thinking about at the moment. So thanks for putting up with me for a minute.
Looks like we've got a pretty good system working now. Sean's just a little ways behind me. And the wind's not blowing the hay too bad as long as we're that close. So this is what we're going to do all day.
Well, guys, it's that time. It's about 5 o'clock. If we can give it 2 hours, then we'll get right back at it. We got this field finished, so we're kind of wrapped up, cleaning up anyways. The wind, the last hour, we've just been cleaning up the worst of the wind, of where it's the worst. It looks pretty good now. So we're gonna shut this off. That's annoying. Woo. Let's go get in the Ford. Dad is shuffling the rake to the next field, and then he'll bring me back and he can go get some food. I'll make one more pass cleaning up, and then I'll stack some hay bales or do something productive for a minute. I'm about hungry. You hungry?
Past hungry.
Past.
Yeah.
Lunchtime was 5 hours ago or what?
We missed it.
That's how it goes. They don't have waffle fries, I forgot. Got some English chips and some fries though.
Oh, Henry's.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You gonna go pick them up?
Yep.
All right. Let's do some lunch at dinner time.
Well, the sun has gone down in Panguitch. I don't know if you can see me. It's fairly dark in here. Just about ready to turn some headlights on. Looks like we're catching Sean. Looks like I better find my lights.
Well, guys, I'm not even sure what time of night it is.
It's late 30.
It's dark unless you're in the tractor lights, but
Yeah.
It's late. The stars are out. It's pretty. It's quiet. The moon's up.
That's the harvest moon.
And we're rolling home. We got the semi loaded. We got to take a load of hay on our way. Just make a trip worth it. So we'll see you guys in the morning. I think Dad's going to bring his truck and backhoe.
Yeah.
So you'll probably see him stacking some hay tomorrow, and we'll just keep on baling.
Should be a long day.
Right?
Well, it's another beautiful day here in Orville. This day is kind of a special day for me. It's my birthday. My twin sister Shanna and I were 60 today. Now my wife will quit bugging me. She was afraid I was going to die before I was 60, and now I'm 60, so maybe she'll quit bugging me so much about it. I'm going to load my backhoe on my little international truck, and I'm going to head to Panguitch. We're doing hay over there today, and I believe Sean and Doug are over there this morning continuing baling, and I'm going to load my backhoe because I have hay forks that go on it. I can haul hay while they're baling, and it makes it go a lot faster. Anyway, that's what I'm doing on my birthday. I hope you guys do something fun on yours. Got my old truck started up. I got to come down here and where my backhoe is and start it, let it warm up a little bit, and find my forks. They were on it, but I let my friend use the backhoe the other day, so we had to put the bucket back on. Oh, they're right in front of it. Cool. So I got these hay forks. I made me a quick detach. Actually cut the bucket off and made it a quick detach bucket too. I know you can buy all that stuff, but I'm kind of into making things, stretching my abilities as much as I can, because I love to build stuff and I love to engineer stuff. Anyway, I'm going to start this backhoe and get my forks loaded, and then I'll load this thing up and tie it down, and I'll get headed to Panguitch. I'm having some issues with my park brake on my backhoe, so I'm going to get a creeper and roll under this and see if I can adjust it, because it doesn't hold. And you need a park brake all the time. Hopefully it's a piece of cake.
Looks like the park brake is a disc, and it looks like you adjust it right there. I'll grab a wrench to adjust that thing. I think that's all it works, because it's still got brake shoes on it. Well, I got the brakes fixed. Now, I'm going to grease this thing up, and then I'll load it on the trailer.
Good morning, guys. Just got back up here, get my drinks, and we're gonna get back to work here. Put some gas in the wheel lines. It's funny, you get hay cut and you're rolling it out of the way to bail under it and it runs out of gas. You can make it in between cuttings, and right when you need it to move, it's always out of gas. But it's handy because you can drive right next to it with a gas jug, fill it up. It's funny how things just work out sometimes. But got my drinks, and Doug's here with me today. He's raking in front of me. We're about done with these 2 lower fields, and then I think we're gonna jump to the pivot. Right, if I can turn around, move right over there. And it's getting warm quick, so let's get rolling. My dad's not here with me because he's bringing his truck up. Money, heck yeah. So you will see him in his backhoe and his truck. He is going to go start stacking hay that we baled yesterday and hauling it up to the stack. And we'll start making a stack, pull the tarp out, get her tarped, and just one more step, get ready for winter pretty much. We got 2 more passes in this field, and then about 12 more just for cleaning up from the wind. So we'll be here a minute, and then we'll get over there to that pivot. The wind's a lot less today. Yesterday, my dad, he had to rake right in front of me or it was blowing the windrow. There's no wind right now, so Doug's just gonna rake everything, get ahead. I was hoping yesterday we could be ahead, have everything raked, just bale today, but you're not always in control. You're not always in charge. Sometimes Mother Nature does her own thing and you just go with it. We'll get these 2-3 main swaths. A lot of that's from the wind. This field is done. All right, so this is a pretty decent windrow. It's pretty big, had to slow down a gear. You can see what the wind blew. We're gonna have to bale this and then circle both sides of it to get this field cleaned up. We only needed a couple hundred little bales, but that field's cleaned up and we need to get this one done. My dad should be getting close, and I hope he brings lunch. I don't know if he was gonna get pizza or a burger today, but I could use a little lunch right now.
Well, I made it to Panguitch. Looks like everything rode. Now we just got to take these great big bales and load them on this trailer and this truck and go stack them up there in that yard. And it looks like Sean and Doug has a whole bunch more baled. So it's going to be a busy afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to get this backhoe unloaded and get my forks on, get to work. Well, all loaded up. First load out of the field. I got to go up the haystack and clean it up a little bit, and then we'll start stacking hay. I've moved a bunch of hay out, 34 bales, a semi-load. And now we're going to start stacking the new hay right there. So I'm going to start shuttling trucks. I'll leave the backhoe here and run the semi down right there. And then I'll bring my little truck up and unload it. And then I'll take the semi down and load it. That should empty Sean's field out. And then I'll just shuffle. I'll just have to run back and forth with the trucks and the backhoe because I'm kind of a one-man band right now. Because Sean and Doug are baling and raking. So I guess I get to do it. That's okay.
Can you see him? Looks like Shane got his first load. Going up to unload it, get it stacked. Heck yeah. We're up to the pivot and I just got the corners done. Clouds are out, it's dark. That's good, that's helping bale. Doug's just about got half this rake for me, so glad to have him here. One day you guys might meet him, but he's kind of anti-camera, so we're gonna work on that. I don't know if you can see from this bar, we're clear across the field. There's a semi over there with some pretty dang green grass on it, old Dougie. Man, the second crop is beautiful. Some pretty green hay. Industry's pretty cool. It's pretty dang cool to have my dad, my wife's dad, my father-in-law working side by side all week long. Family operations. Pretty special to me, pretty priceless. I'm grateful for these two men, and I'd rather go to work than on vacation sitting around. I get antsy and bored, and I just don't enjoy myself. Taking a break from work to work is something that I love. That's what I like. This has been a phenomenal last couple of days. Looks like no rain in the forecast, so it looks like second crop's going to be a good one to put in the book. So no rain on hay.
Well, here comes the second load of hay out of the field. That's a big load there. That's got 32 bales on it, I think, or 30 bales on it, I can't remember. It's got a bunch.
Well, the times came that we're gonna have to go back in time to 1972. Probably hard to tell, but that half of the pivot is baled, and we need this hay raked. It was cut 2 days later than this other stuff, so we need to roll it together, get it drying, and the only tractor that's available now is the old Massey. Ouch. Lost my power aid. At least we didn't lose the baler. That was a bonus. That old tractor took me for a ride cutting hay, about wore me out. It won. It won the battle. I was done. I'm glad the hay was cut. We're gonna go get in it again and go do a little hay raking. Get the hay raked tonight. As the dew sets in, it'll be perfect. We gotta get the swather unhooked, let her warm up, dump a bunch of oil in because I'm sure it's out. Then we'll be ready to go. Once again, free tractor, so no comfort features, but it is paid for and it still works dang good. Super handy tractor. Super grateful for that old girl. She's making me some money. Let's go rake some hay. Thanks for tagging along today, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope we was able to film most of it. We're still learning. We got to get that down. But check out this sunset. Man, that's gorgeous. Seems like in Panguitch you wait all day long just for the sunsets because they're pretty all the time. Got a lot of hay baled, got most of it stacked, and we'll finish tomorrow. Got half of a pivot left.
Okay, my battery died. Yeah, I got that truck I got to get out of the field, and this field is empty. So I'm gonna walk the backhoe up to the haystack, catch a ride back down, and I can unload it probably in the morning. I got to show you this sunset though. These Penguich sunsets are awesome. Pretty cool. Looks like Sean's dug the old tractor out to rake with. Right on. What do you think?
Wasn't a bad day, was it?
You got a lot done today. Considering I didn't get here till noon or 2. It was my birthday.
I was gonna get to that next, but how old are you?
I turned 60 today.
Heck yeah.
So
Big number.
sure went by fast.
30 went by fast. Oof. That's cool.
Oh, I need a ride down to get that truck. It's loaded.
Yeah.
So it's about dark, so I think we're about done, right?
As you guys could tell, this rake leaves a little bit more to be desired than what it has to offer. It does really well, except for from right here back. As the hay comes down, it gets bigger and it hits right here and plugs up. So I think if we cut these, add how much? Foot? 10 inches? We can cut the square tube, kick it over, and then it should roll right on by. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything would help. So maybe this winter, maybe next spring, maybe that'll be a project we can tackle.
It definitely was an issue yesterday.
Yeah.
We had to widen it out so it made a wider windrow, and it was hard for the tractor to pick it all up. So yeah.
Well, the baler was running it over. Pickup wouldn't get it all, so
Sean had to retrain me.
well, we learned together.
Yeah.
Heck of a good time, though. I wish we had a few more hours in the day, just like every day, but
Well, the sun's setting faster. It's getting fall.
fall is coming. Thanks for sharing your birthday with me up here.
Yeah, it's been a fun day.
That's pretty sweet.
Everybody thinks I'm nuts. It's like, well, I like hauling hay.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Seeing the field cleaned off, it's pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, we'll make another big dent tomorrow and
Be wrapped up.
finish Friday probably.
Yeah. Thanks for tagging along. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hoped you could learn something. Hope you could learn what not to do, probably. That's all right. We're good with either one. So.
Right. Well, I'm back here in Penguich. A little bit of hay left to haul. I think I got about 3 loads on my truck and maybe 1 or 2 on the semi. But I got the backhoe down here. Sean's using the tractor. So I'm going to load this up and we're going to get the hay out of this field. Well, I've been looking for this load all day. Last load of hay come out of this big circle field. Okay, well, the hay is all hauled. We got some stacks there. We got to cover them because the rain's coming. But I'm going to get on the backhoe now. When I was up here a couple of months ago, I dug my old Mack dump truck out that's up here, and I hauled about 10 loads of gravel right there. When you come up here in the wintertime to get hay, it's a little muddy. So I'm going to take and build a haystack beds up a little bit. They're tapering off right there. And then I'm going to fill some of these holes around here so you can drive in and there's not big puddles everywhere.
Thanks for tagging along. We'll catch you next time.